Hey everybody, this is Muffin with the Daily Biker Podcast. Just here to let y'all know the opinions and ideas expressed in this show are those of the hosts and their guests, not to be confused with their partners and sponsors. Now, let's get it on.
Hey guys, this is Sean from the Bikes and Beards YouTube channel, and you guys are listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You're gonna love it.
Whew. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're thinking about your knee blowing out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Getting all upset.
Am I spinning this way? There we go.
Did you break it?
No, it's working. I did turn down the gain some, though.
Okay.
So, you think I should pull the gain back up?
No, I think it should be okay. I
Well,
don't see why you would need to.
I'm going to turn it up just a touch.
Or do whatever you want.
Do what you want, bro.
I had it up high before.
He's got this little big thing over here.
What do you... Yeah.
Well, 25.
Oh, now I got the gain lower.
That was my grandmother's that somebody gave her after my grandfather passed away.
All right, so we're going out here.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
It
So,
is. Smuggled it out in New Jersey.
anywho. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Daily Biker Podcast.
Okay, that's awkward silence
Yeah.
right there.
Right. Were you going to continue or were we just going to stop there?
Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
No way.
All right,
Well,
cool.
I mean, all right. So that's the podcast, everybody. Hope you had a good time.
Did I make that joke on the last one or the one before that?
I think it was one before that.
Yeah, it wasn't the last one. Being on his novel over
I'm
here.
tired.
Well, it's been a long day.
Yesterday was a long day.
Yeah. Well,
Yesterday was a long
for
day
me was a long day.
for both of us.
So, anyways,
So he told me to do homework. And
yeah, I've told him to do homework.
Apparently.
So, I guess I should do the introductions real quick. My name is Marcus. I am your clueless leader. This is the Daily Biker Podcast, and today we're going to go on a learning journey.
I don't know how much learning we're going to do.
Yeah.
So, today I have Miss Muffin.
Hi.
Today I have Daniel.
Hey there.
And like it has been lately, I have Stephanie laying on the couch.
Are you going to come in and join us?
She's comfy.
She's comfy.
Yeah.
She's
All right.
babysitting Bo.
She did get picked up, though, that last time.
Yeah, she did. I heard that. That was funny.
So, yeah, she's taking care of Bo.
Yes.
Yes.
The poor...
The Bobos.
The poor Bo.
So, what we're going to do, we talked about it last week. We're going to go down this journey, an educational experience. But if y'all have ever listened to the podcast, you know with me, education turns into comedy.
Yes.
So we're going to learn, we're going to go down the different generations of motors and displacements. And of course, I have lots of questions for you.
And I will probably not have answers, but I will make something up for you.
Sounds fantastic.
Because I have done a lot of research and none of it has been pointed at anything in particular.
Okay.
So I have a lot of random crap.
So we're starting with singles.
Yes, I think that's what we discussed.
I mean,
Starting
we're
with single
starting with
cylinder.
singles because the first motorcycle was a single. Right?
Technically, no, but officially, yes.
So is it a technically no because officially the first motorcycle had 3 wheels and not 2?
The first motorcycle had 2 wheels, a single drive wheel, but it had 2 outriggers.
That's 3
So it's like-
wheels.
No, that would be 4 wheels, 2 outriggers.
Oh.
So it had 2
Whoa.
that balanced it.
What
on either
was
side.
that?
That was the Daimler Maybach single cylinder right wagon.
No. So the Daimler that I'm used to is like 2 wheels in the front and like 1 steer wheel in the back.
Yes, not the Daimler Maybach in 1885, which was a single cylinder.
This is when we do need the screen so we can.
Yeah,
start pulling
I wish
stuff.
I could pull.
You could have
one
had
out.
like a PowerPoint presentation.
PowerPoint
Goodness,
presentation.
I've got about 30 pages of information here that we can go through if we ever truly want to dive into it. But yeah, so officially that is the first 2-wheeled motorcycle, even though it had the 2 outriggers.
Internal combustion.
Internal combustion, single cylinder. That one was not water cooled, but it was just a single cylinder 2-stroke.
You say it was not water cooled. Was there water cooling back then?
Yes.
I mean, most of your water stuff back then was steam, so you were actually water heated.
So, well,
Heated water, or
let
whatever
me
you
finish
call
that
it.
one. So it had 2 wheels with the outriggers, the
Right.
training wheels. It made 0.5 horsepower at 600 RPM.
Whoa, slow down, Nelly.
Yes. So, now, if you want to... Now, the first official motorcycle, the first two-wheeled motorcycle without outriggers or any other supporting things...
You got to balance yourself.
You have to balance yourself. It was a twin-cylinder. Hildebrand and Wolfmiller.
Okay.
It was 1890. I wrote it down somewhere and I can't find that.
So
page.
is this a conventional motorcycle, or is this a bicycle that you buy an engine for?
This one was built as a motor-powered
Bicycle.
vehicle.
So it was a complete vehicle that you bought.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Because there's some disparity there, and I'm sure you found that stuff about some of that stuff back then.
Well, and that so that was something else that I had come to when trying to do just single cylinders, and then going into V twins.
Yeah.
I found essentially from 1885 to about 1905, there were close to 1,000 different companies that made single-cylinder engines that could be put on bicycles. They also made their own motor-powered bicycles.
Was there any names of notoriety that popped up in that list?
Nothing that you would necessarily...
Really?
What are you thinking?
Harley Davidson.
Yes. No.
Like,
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Well, I have the entire detailed history of Harley on another page over here. The 1903 was when Harley came in.
the manufacturing company.
Harley Davidson, the manufacturing company, selling a Harley Davidson motor-powered bike.
Right.
It's 1903. So they were developing engines prior to that.
Correct.
But, yeah, so...
You don't really have any information on that stuff.
I did not grab information on that because...
That might be kind of harder to find, and I don't know if it falls under Harley Davidson or not, or if that was just Bill Harley that was making an engine and selling it.
So going back into this...
Because Bill Harley developed their engine for them.
Yes. So going back into this 1800s, early 1900s, there are so many, like, mom and pop, I would call them mom and pop type companies, and they would make engines, and then they would put them, they would sell them to another company that made bicycles. So you'd get that motor powered bicycle, and all these companies, they probably had run spans of maybe 3 or 4 years, and then they disappeared.
So how funny was it doing the research, and all of a sudden you look for the very first motorcycle, and the name Daimler pops up.
Daimler Maybach.
Is that not funny? It's guten Tag, riding the motorcycle.
Well, they also made the first...
My German got better. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it did. That was actually pretty good. Well, the Daimler Benz Patent Wagon was the first motorized vehicle.
Patent wagon or the paddy wagon?
Patent.
The paddy wagon?
A Lamborghini paddy wagon?
That's a Lamborghini paddy wagon.
So I know we're talking about single cylinders in this episode, but I do want to go into the first two-wheeled motorcycle.
Had a twin.
It was a twin-cylinder.
Parallel or V?
Parallel. 90 cubic inch.
That's a big freaking engine.
And just wait. It was a 1,489 cc parallel twin, water-cooled four-stroke.
What?
What in the world?
Hildebrand Wolfmiller. Yes. So I'm going to pull up a picture of this just for.
I'm just like I'm sitting here picturing like a Vulcan, a single cylinder Vulcan.
Yeah, I mean it was
or a parallel twin Vulcan, I should say.
That just seems quite large for that time period.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Still probably put out 7 horsepower.
So I was incorrect. It's 1894.
That looks like a scooter.
But it was a production motorcycle, essentially. So that's the first two-wheeled version that didn't have outriggers or anything like that. So it was a two-wheeled vehicle, which we would... I mean, if everything else at that time, you're talking about bicycle with engine, that's kind of the predecessor.
I mean, that's literally... I mean, they started with a bicycle and ended up building a motorcycle around this design, step-through chassis on the frame and stuff like a scooter has. That was supposed to be easier.
From what I understand,
easier for the modern-day gentleman to ride the motorcycle.
But from what I understand, it was a fully proprietary.
Right.
They did it all themselves. So it was actually a development vehicle
Oh wow.
for them, and they sold them. Now,
I mean, that's pretty cool though.
it is really
It's
cool.
really
but,
cool.
But I mean, the
Yeah.
thing, it almost had a 1500cc twin.
So did you happen to come across what was the okay, we all know 50s. Did you happen to come across like the smallest single displacement stuff?
I did come
Or
across
biggest
a small.
single displacement?
I did come across a small single, and it was something that I found, and I would have to go through my notes again. If I recall correctly, it was a 25cc single, but it's being put in like a scooter type vehicle, and it's actually was in production in the 90s and early 2000s in
Okay.
Japan. It was an Asian only type, India or Japan, if I recall correctly. But once again, I mean, as they can see, and you guys can't. I have stacks of paperwork here,
And it's legal documents because it's wrote on legal pads.
It's wrote on legal pads. This is what I was doing the past 2 weeks and not working when I should have been working. Yes,
he has a novel.
I've been writing novels about engine development.
All right, so
That's V-twins.
the Daimler 3-wheel, and then we get into the first 2-wheel you said was the
Was the
whatever it's called.
Hildebrand Wolf Miller.
Where do we go from there? I mean,
So the first, if we want to go to U.S. production, because I feel like that's kind of where,
it doesn't necessarily have to be U.S. production, but what we had in the U.S.
yeah.
Now, at that period of time, a lot of what we had in the U.S. was U.S. production anyways.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So there were a few companies that existed in the United States at that time. But obviously, the most notable.
Two most notable.
There were two notable ones.
I'm just going to put that out there. I'm not a fan of one of them, but there was two notable companies.
Right.
One of them did not make a single until 1916. Indian did not. Their first single cylinder engine, which was a 221cc single two-stroke, called the Lightweight Series, debuted in 1916 and ran until 1919.
So I said because Harley started with singles. I think it was.
That is correct.
I think it was somewhere around 1912, 1916. No, they might have had as early as 1909.
1903 was the first Harley Davidson single cylinder.
Well, I'm talking about twin. When Harley made their first twin.
No, twin came up in 23, if I recall correctly.
No.
26, sorry, 26.
No.
Yes.
Google the Harley Davidson Silent Grey Fellow.
Oh, hold on. 1907, sorry, I was looking at the wrong paperwork here. 1907, the first Harley prototype V-twin was a 54 cubic inch, 880cc.
F-head.
Yes, so at the time they were making the F-heads, which they had a 27 cubic inch, 26 cubic inch, 30 cubic inch, 35 cubic inch, and a 37 cubic inch.
Did you come across the Silent Grey Fellow? The Harley Silent Grey Fellow?
Maybe.
I think that's like 1912, but that's also V-twin, and that's the bike that Heather wants if you look up Silent Grey Fellow.
That's the exact bike I want.
So, we're going back to single cylinders. This is the V-twin page.
Yes, I'm fine. I said we'd start and we'd go through that singles and the history of singles.
So obviously this is going to be like that 1,000-foot view of everything because I don't have enough time to go through and find every single cylinder motorcycle.
Yes, you do.
So they actually made the F-head for a very long time. From 1903 to 1926 was the F-head's production. Now, it changed.
Those were all singles?
Those were all singles.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So the F-head is a single. So
don't they have an F-head twin?
They do, which was two F-head singles.
Okay.
FU.
I mean, that makes sense. It's a FU.
FV.
The flying V. Anyways, keep going.
So Harley Davidson, because they are the most notable here in the United States. Because they're the most notable here in the United States. That's where I got the most detail because it was a vape.
She's telling me it stinks.
I cannot stand the smell of a monster.
No.
But
I can't smell anything.
I think they make Monster air fresheners for cars.
No.
I think they do.
It's called a Monster in your cup holder.
That's accurate. That's so accurate.
We've done that on a hot summer day. Get back in the car, and the whole car smells
Isn't
like
that bad?
lobster.
Oh,
Oh, it smells like heaven. Oh yeah.
Oh, I hate
No,
it.
no,
I've left a few Rockstar energy drinks in my car when I go to work because I'll have one in the morning before I'm driving in, and I get back in. It's like, oh god,
Oh, he loves it. I'm
all
like,
the windows got to get rolled down.
Nope.
So Harley Davidson in 1926 went to a 21 cubic inch overhead valve single cylinder,
Okay.
which was known as the A and B series
Hey.
motorcycle.
Hey, you want to recall a couple episodes ago when I said Harley did overhead valves
Yes,
100
they did.
years ago?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a lie.
So
So when people say that Harley is behind the times, no, they were. I'm sure you've learned doing some research. Harley was been fairly innovative. They just built a simpler machine that was easier
Yes.
to maintain and easier
Yes.
to sell.
Yes, yeah.
So in that 26 to 29 period, I think it came right at the end of that and then ran until the late 30s. Harley went from the 21 cubic inch overhead valve to the 21 cubic inch flathead single cylinder, which was being produced in their motorcycles at
Which
the
was
time.
a push rod motor, right?
Which was a push
Yeah.
rod motor.
So was that their first push rod?
I believe the overhead valve engine, the previous generation, was the first push rod.
Okay.
Because that was at the same time they were developing the more modern V twins that weren't built off the F head.
Okay.
Because the F head was not a push rod motor.
Okay.
The next,
I didn't think the F head was a push rod motor.
it's not.
So,
But that's what I'm saying. So I think that overhead valve one, that next
Well, I think that-
generation.
F head had manually adjusted valves or something, like right on the side of the engine.
I believe you are correct.
Like the valves were exposed.
Yeah, yeah, they were because it was a total loss type engine
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
the way they designed them, very easy. So funny thing about the flathead, the 21 cubic inch Harley Davidson flathead, it was used by Rolls-Royce until 1959.
And
Rolls-Royce did smaller vehicles at a certain period of time, and they actually used the design of the flathead engine and put it into their 8-cylinder motors and their flat 6 motors. So they would have essentially 6 flatheads together.
I did hear that. I've heard that before.
So Rolls-Royce used a Harley-Davidson engine until 1959, which
I've
I
heard
thought
that.
that was actually crazy to me.
That's
Rolls
pretty
Royce
cool,
also
actually.
made engines for tanks during that same
They
time
did.
period.
Yeah, I've
They
heard
did.
that too. Yeah.
I think they made airplane engines too. if
They
I'm not
did. They
mistaken.
made the 16-cylinder airplane engines. So did BMW at that time.
Yeah,
we
well,
did,
yeah, we understand the BMW
Yeah.
logo, but no, isn't the didn't the P-51 have a Rolls Royce engine?
It did.
But was it a 16 or a 12?
Actually, I don't know if the P-51 had a Rolls-Royce engine. I want to say it was like a Merlin.
I thought it was a.
I don't know airplanes.
Either way, this is
I have
about.
a book. There's
this is
actually
about
a book.
motorcycles.
There is a big book behind.
Hey, you know who would know
airplanes.
this?
And Tay Tay's
Lewis?
not here. So.
Yeah, Lewis would know that.
Tay Tay's
We had a
not
lovely
here.
lunch. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
We should have put it on.
I got to meet Lewis. It was great.
this is great.
I'm glad we can talk to a listener every now and then.
Yeah, I don't. He's not a listener.
So
America.
So the next one was actually going conversely based off of a German design. So the 1948 S, lightweight, 125 to 165 cc, was based on the post-war DKW
Who's the manufacturer?
Harley.
Oh,
So Harley took the design post-war
yeah.
from DKW, which made
So I guess realistically in the States, from early 1900s till the 60s,
yeah.
it's pretty much Harley.
In the United States, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Single cylinders were not very common for domestic brands because, as we discussed,
We're Americans, we want more power.
yeah. Now you could get single cylinders like England. Royal Enfield started in England, obviously.
Yeah.
They had, in 1914 to 1919, they were running 225 two-stroke singles. 1924, which was World War One.
I feel like that's a pretty big single for that time period.
Well, in 1924, they went to a 350 four-stroke single. And a little bit later in 1925, they went to a 500cc single, the Model J, for Royal Enfield.
Yeah, I know the Model J.
Yeah, 1950s, 1960s, they kind of stuck with the 250 cc's. They had the Racer, the GP, the Scrambler, the Clipper, and the Touring. Were 1950s to 60s. If we want to talk about 20s again, Vincent, the Black Shadow. Everybody knows the Vincent Black Shadow.
Yeah.
In
Was that a single?
No, the Black Shadow was not. In 1928, they built a single cylinder. Well, they didn't build a single cylinder. They were building chassis. So J.A. Prestwich Industries built a 500cc single cylinder overhead valve, and it was also utilized in the 20s and 30s by Brush Superior, Triumph, Enfield, Vincent, and there were like 4 or 5 other small companies that used the JAP single.
So we're talking what time period?
20s to mid 30s.
Okay, that's about the same time period that Honda first built the XR650s.
Yes.
So
But after that,
they haven't changed them either.
No, they
No, they have not.
In 1934, Vincent went to the Meteor, which was a 499cc single overhead valve, 26 horsepower.
I mean, we were still getting those bikes in the States, I'm assuming.
We were.
They weren't like super popular.
No.
But you'd have like probably a handful of them thrown on, like people that were coming here from England on cargo ships and stuff like that.
They had to be imported. They were not. Vincent did not sell motorcycles.
I'm saying it was probably private individuals, somebody moving from England to the U.S. bringing their bike with them.
Correct. Yeah.
So
it was not. It was not something that was just here in the United States. There were no Vincent dealers in the United States. It was something that was being brought over by.
Except for Vincent Price.
Oh, goodness.
I wish I could do a Vincent Price impression.
So, Honda did not start selling single-cylinder motorcycles until 1949.
Okay, I was going to say, because we talked up there, it was like that poster said the 60s, but I was pretty sure it was before that.
Yep. They had the Dream D-Type, which was a 98cc two-stroke.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that here, though.
We did, though.
Did we?
Well, I'm sorry. No, never mind.
We had the Dream.
We had the Dream, but the Dream was a 305, which was a twin.
Right, I was about to say, we had a Dream 305. We never had a smaller Dream, right?
I believe there was a 250 Dream as well. I think there was a 250, a 305, a 350, and a 450 Dream. But they were twin cylinders. The majority of them were twin cylinders, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
1954, for overseas export, the Cub Type F.
I was wondering where it was coming from. The Honda Cub.
The Cub.
Which was still using a 49cc four-stroke single.
That
was 1954.
Okay. Is Harley still using any singles at that point in time?
Yes. When do you think the last Harley Davidson single was? It's going to be later than you think.
No, it's not.
Production single.
2000. You want to bet?
All right, go ahead.
Tell me when the Buell Blast was last made.
It's not Harley Davidson.
You want to bet?
I mean, if you've argued in the past that Buell is not a Harley.
Buell. Okay, so
I did this to Harley branded items.
Okay.
So
I'll give you Harley branded item.
Yeah.
So the last Harley brand. See, that even goes through a loophole because the dirt bikes, although Harley branded, could be on that same rotation as saying the Blast or Buell. Period.
Yeah, there's
something that was
donut holes here.
Something that was sold in Harley Davidson dealerships with the Harley Davidson branded badge.
Was it the golf cart?
No. It was.
Am I blowing your mind right now when I say
well,
was it the golf cart?
Well, actually, I did come across that. That was
there was
Did that one blow your mind when you go, what? A Harley golf cart?
Well, I did actually see that before. So actually, I've got another one that you'll think is kind of ridiculous as well during the AMF era of Harley.
So, the last Harley single.
Yep.
You said later than I think. So I know it's not like the Sprint or whatever. It's not like in the 70s. It's not like a 250 or something like that.
It is in the 70s.
It is probably... It
But
says Z90.
It's post Sprint though. So the Sprint ran from 61 to 73, which was a 4-stroke, and that wasn't even a Harley engine.
Well,
that was an Italian engine.
Right. Well, Z90's an Italian engine too.
That's correct.
Like the one we have at the dealerships is 79.
The last production motorcycle. Now, let me point that. So this was the last production motorcycle that Harley sold with a single cylinder.
We're in that gray area of people arguing whether it's a Harley or not right now, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
1978 with the SX250 was the last single.
Which was a dirt bike.
Essentially. They also made at that same time they made the SS125 as well.
Well, the did you say the SS?
The SS.
Such a racist company.
Harley Davidson. Well, you know what? They're talking about their DKW days.
It was essentially
I don't think I know what this is.
it was essentially a single cylinder
Mm-hmm.
dirt bike, but it kind of looked more like a street bike, like an old Honda street bike, but it had kind of halfway knobby tires on it and probably like a 7-inch round headlight on the front.
Huh. Okay.
If you think of like the Kawasaki's and the Hondas and things from that era,
If you think of Chips,
yeah,
the dirt bikes that they rode on the show Chips.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
So that was, in theory, in actual Harley branding, that was the last, and that one started its run in 1978.
But
that
was
the
that
last production of a single cylinder for major?
But would that not fall in the same category as like the Buell? Is that not an Italian engine?
No, that one was an Italian engine.
I think Buell's its own thing.
Well, that's
Buell's a kind of a tricky category because it's like they were technically like RevTech engines, I think.
Yeah,
but
I didn't include
Buell. All the
Buell.
parts are interchangeable with Harley parts.
Yeah. I didn't include them just because if we're talking about the line of just Harley itself.
Well, if we did, it would have been the Blast.
Yeah, the Blast would have been the most recent production, which ended in 2005, 2004.
I was thinking it was somewhere around 7, but it might have been a little earlier.
Yeah, early, pre-2010.
Well, 05, 06, 07, even
That's
into 08 when I was at Harley the first time.
Yeah.
We saw Blast. We had Blast.
Yeah.
Harley was actually using Blast for their riding academies.
It was there when I was at Harley too.
So Harley also made 2 interesting things. Now the first one you're gonna know.
The golf cart.
No, the Topper scooter.
So
1958 to 1965.
That's what was at bike night. The guy that had one had a sidecar.
Yep.
And there's only, he said, so the scooter it was not necessarily super rare. I think he said they produced like several thousands of the scooters. Did you see those numbers too? But the sidecars.
I didn't write it down. So.
He said they only produced like 500 sidecars or whatever like that. And there's only like 14 of them that are still known to be. And this dude had the sidecar on his scooter at bike night.
So that has a 165 single cylinder.
Yeah. When I saw it, it looked like a Cushman. That was the very first thing I thought.
So you know what's funny about this one?
I thought it was a Cushman with Harley badges on it.
This one was also based on a DKW engine. And it's a CVT transmission.
Well, it just means continuous belt drive.
Yeah, so there were no gears. You did not shift on the scooter.
That's a scooter.
Yes, but in 1958 to 1965.
I mean, when you're telling me a scooter has a CVT transmission, I'm not like, really?
But
I'm not shocked by
in
that.
1958 to 1965,
I'm still not
like
shocked.
today. So I've got one that you will never think that Harley made or branded.
Well, if it's an F-150, we talked about it already.
No, it is a vehicle that you sit on top of. It's not a golf cart. It's not a motorcycle. We've already talked
did
about scooters.
Did they make like a tractor or a lawnmower?
No. You want to take a guess, Heather?
I cannot even think of anything. Honestly, I can't.
In 1970, Harley Davidson made a snowmobile.
That's right. No, they did. They did. I
AMF
forgot about
badge.
that. Yes,
AMF
it's
badge.
AMF.
Yeah.
I said it was
Yes.
during the AMF era.
I completely didn't think about it.
I forgot
So,
about that.
did you find a picture of one?
I can grab a picture really quick.
I'm going to tell you real quick. Black, Harley Davidson AMF logo on the front, red, white, and blue stripe, comes off the hood, boom, down, run down the sides.
You told me
Is
about
that immediately what you pulled up?
and you showed me pictures of it. Yes, I forgot about that completely.
Yep.
Very 1970s.
Yes.
So I did not know that. I figured during the AMF era that was when they were kind of doing some crazy things, but that's 1970s.
Did you know Harley currently has a air quote snowmobile?
No, I did not know that they. The only one that I found was from 1970.
Air quote
It's
snowmobile.
air quotes.
So no, you know what a snow?
Is it a Sportster with some skis on the front?
Yep. No, literally. You know what snow bikes are.
Yeah.
Guys are building out of like CRFs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Guys are building snow bikes out of
they are.
Sportsters.
Yeah.
That'd
I mean,
actually be kind of.
They're building
That's
them out of
pretty
Sportsters.
cool, actually.
They also built them out of Street 750. So actually,
Yes.
one year, I think it was the X Games or something like that. Harley had sponsored like the X Games,
Yeah.
and they had snow bikes for people to run the pits and stuff
Yeah.
on.
Huh.
You should look them
Like
up.
750s.
And that's what they were.
Yeah.
They were Harley Street 750s that were the snow bikes.
I remember those. 'Cause
Interesting.
I was like, I would
So
actually like
we
to
saw it,
have
and I was like, oh my God, it's a Harley snowmobile. Oh, so Ben, okay, got to address this.
Yes.
Ben's in California. So snow, we don't know what it is here either, but y'all are closer to it. It's this white stuff that falls from the sky, and I don't mean like Scarface, like
This is
throwing
like
cocaine in the
cocaine.
air, anything like that. This is frozen water crystals.
Yeah. We don't get that
He's
down
probably
here.
cracking up laughing right
We
now.
don't get that down here.
We don't know what snow
We
is.
don't know what
here.
that is.
Oh my God.
Welcome to this house.
Okay, so we're 1955 Cub. That's where we're at.
Yeah. So we're in the 50s here.
See, I'm keeping
Sorry.
track of where we are.
So I'm gonna go to Honda next because that's.
Well, I mean, we kind of fizzle out.
Yeah, so
With-
it does
with
fizzle out.
Harley.
And then I'm going to talk to. There's a
In-
couple.
Indian, I mean, they've been around since 1901,
Indian actually didn't.
but they
really
quit
produce,
making motorcycles for like 45 years.
Yeah, and they're not a real company, so we're not going to talk
It's
about
fine.
that.
Yeah. It's fine.
But
Oh, we did have someone write us and tell us about Polaris Industries.
oh yeah, he did. He mentioned that it was a United States company.
Yeah.
Because
Like I said, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure, and it might have just been the local dealer tie-in.
Yeah. So
But it was like everywhere you went, you saw Bombardier and
Mhm.
Polaris together. So I was thinking there was some sort of
Yeah.
tie-in there.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's like we've said before. Like these podcasts, we this is probably the most scripted we've ever been.
Well, no, me and Lewis in the early days.
Who
The early days were not fun.
Lewis?
have I met him?
Yeah, so you ever
Is that
seen
how
the
I met
Travelocity commercials with the roaming gnome?
Oh,
That's-
okay.
He's the roaming gnome.
I
So,
know. Okay, I know.
I
who
used to
that
have a
is.
roaming gnome. One
Yeah.
night he was sitting in my front yard. I come out the next morning, someone stole him.
I really hate that.
Yeah.
That was
Pe-
it.
Lawn gnome theft is a big deal here.
You do know that's where the roaming gnome came from, though, right?
Yes.
Real quick, I don't know the whole story. The abridged version of it, you should look it up sometime. In case anybody's ever noticed this or seen the Travelocity roaming gnome, the whole thing came about from some guys that their flight was delayed or something
Mhm.
like that, and they
Yeah.
stole a lawn gnome out of somebody's front yard and wrote down their address. And then as they proceeded to go on their travels, like halfway around the world, they kept taking pictures of the lawn gnome around the world and mailing them back to the
Yep,
people.
that's exactly where it came from.
So, yeah.
Tay-Tay's the roaming gnome.
I'm gonna bump that up just a touch again. What?
Goodness, hold on.
Just because it turned up doesn't mean you have to cough.
Oh Jesus!
Where
Sorry,
you at?
I'm
Oh,
going through
my
my.
Jesus.
We're still at 1955.
Yes. So if we want to go
That's
to
the first Cub to the States.
the first Cub to the United States was the Cub Type F in 1954. Sorry.
Is that your picture?
No, that one should be 60s if I recall.
Well, that is 60s, but is that
Yeah.
a different type of Cub?
Essentially the same thing. They just upgraded it over time because they made the Super Cub in 58.
You know what they should have done when they had the regular Cub, and they came out with the Super Cub. They should have called the Super Cub the Cougar.
Oh my Jesus. I can't.
Oh God. All right. Composure.
I dropped the mic and walked away.
Composure.
Yeah, you did.
Composure.
So, I've actually got a development list of Yamahas over here. This is actually visual that you can look at. So
I can look at.
you can look at.
Not
it.
anybody
There's
looks at.
pictures.
So-
There's pictures.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
it actually, I was able to find in my research essentially kind of like a bare bones Yamaha motorcycle development, starting at 1955 with like a picture of their most prominent model from that year, or when they changed things or added new types of motorcycles. So 1955 was the first one on there, if I recall correctly.
So, RD, my brother has a RD
The 350.
400,
What was the little Honda you had?
but these are
you had a
all
little
singles,
Honda.
right?
Yes. Well, no. That's a. Most of them
Yes.
are singles. In the beginning, they're all singles, and then it starts going into their two-cylinder, four-cylinder, and then V-twins.
I had a little Honda. Let's see if it comes to it on his list. Where are you going to next, Damon?
The next Honda that I have is in 1972, which is a new production motorcycle. Was a two-cycle 250, the CR 250M, going into dirt bike territory.
Okay.
Okay.
By the way, this Yamaha, which I guess was not sold in the States, the first Yamaha motorcycle model ever produced, sold in Japan in its first year of production. 125 single-cylinder two-stroke street bike, had unique features including cantilever seat, plunger rear suspension system, and a glove compartment in the fuel tank area, which is a 1955 YA-1. That's a cool-looking little bike.
That is a cool-looking little bike. It really does. If you look at it, it reminds me of like the older Royal Enfields.
It reminds me of anything from like the late 20s, early 30s.
So, I started going into Italian motorcycles. I got busy. I started going into
Got
Italian
busy.
bikes.
Yeah, we don't care about it.
So, Moto Guzzi,
Yeah.
in 1921, they came out with a Normale, which was their 500cc single.
They came out with a bike called the Normal.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was a horizontal single cylinder.
Oh.
So it came straight out of the engine. Like, I mean, it just came straight out of the frame. So it made a whopping 8 horsepower.
Oh.
They were winning races, for sure. And then over a few years, Moto Guzzi, in 1928, they came out with the Guzzi GT, which used the same 500cc single, just made a little bit more power. And they basically made that same single up until 1951. They kept modifying the same one. Then they went to 65cc single two-stroke, 2 horsepower from 54 to 62. Actually, for a period here, I didn't know if you. I'm not sure if you know this. Di Tommaso owned Moto Guzzi from 1973 to 2000. Di Tommaso also owned 3 other companies, major manufacturing companies during this period, including Moto Guzzi.
I feel like I know the name associated with something, not with motorcycles, though.
Like the Pantera. Di Tommaso Pantera.
That's what it was.
Yes.
That's-
So the
yeah.
company that made the Pantera owned.
Ford.
No. Ford did not own Di Tommaso.
No. But technically, the company that made the Pantera,
Used a Ford engine.
technically the company that made the Pantera was
Yeah.
Ford.
It was.
Di Tommaso had a car
Yes.
that they had Ford built.
Correct. That is correct.
Ford built the Pantera. But it was
Under
not
the
a Ford.
Di Tommaso.
Technically, yeah.
But it was not a Ford car.
Yeah, it was under the Di Tommaso brand.
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
But that's also why the only place to buy them in America when they were new
as Ford dealers.
was Ford dealers.
So, Di Tommaso owned
I only know that thanks to Gas Monkey Garage.
Yes.
So they
Thank you,
owned
Richard Rawlings.
Moto Guzzi, Benelli, the motorcycle manufacturer, not the shotgun manufacturer. Different companies.
But
Both Italian.
okay, because I was going to say,
is-
I feel like I know Di Tommaso, and there might be another company that's similar to Di Tommaso that has something to do with firearms. Or it might be Di Tommaso maybe now or something. I don't know.
I didn't actually look into their history. I found this out when I was going through
And it might have
Moto
just been
Guzzi.
I've heard associations with Benelli
Yeah.
and was thinking the gun.
So
Yeah.
they owned Moto Guzzi, Benelli, and Maserati up until 2000.
Ah.
When Maserati sold out to Fiat.
To
Yeah.
Fiat, yeah. So, but that was just a little sidetrack that I found when I was going through Moto Guzzi's single cylinders history. They made multiple 500cc, 499cc's. They called them 500s. Singles. They made 65cc. Or, I'm sorry, 175cc singles and scooters. The P250, and then I think they stopped making single cylinders in 1976 with the Falcone single 500cc.
So there's one brand, I do believe is an Italian brand. I'm waiting to hear you say their name.
Would that be referring to the Ducati?
No,
Ducati?
it is not actually.
Which
This is
kind?
referring
Who
to
is it?
rednecks and Mexican food.
Oh.
I was trying to think of what this brand would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, what brand is this?
Bull Taco.
I don't have anything about
I forgot about
You
that.
didn't come across any Bull Taco?
it. I did not. Look, I did this while I was working.
Well, I mean, you pulled up Italian brands and you're talking about Bull Taco. Is Bull Taco not an Italian brand?
Bull Taco is an Italian brand.
I
Didn't they
forgot
make-
about that.
Weren't they one of the biggest producers of single-cylinder dirt bikes in the 60s and 70s?
They
I
were.
mean,
so,
Yes.
technically,
Okay.
so you're
technically,
griping at me
technically.
because you didn't have time to pull up the biggest manufacturer in the 60s and 70s out of Italy to make single-cylinder dirt bikes. And instead you're going to talk about Ducati because you have an affiliation for Ducati.
I'm actually missing a page because I had
He's missing
Ducati
a
singles.
page.
So I had a bunch of Ducati singles. So I
Good.
don't know where it is.
Good.
So
For those of y'all that don't know, Bull Taco is a fantastic brand. They were sold in the States. 60s, 70s. I say 60s. I know 70s. I do believe 60s. They might have made it all the way to the 80s. Great motorcycle. I don't really know what happened to them.
I think it's another one of those brands that just kind of they got out of the business. They probably started making engines for.
They
another
were a
company.
fantastic motorcycle, though.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing is now is there's guys that are still, you'll go to the vintage hair scramble. There's guys still rocking Bull Tacos. I mean, they made good bikes.
Well, what was there was a company.
Like I said, rednecks and Mexican food.
there was a company that worked with Honda.
Tacos.
Yeah,
Bull Tacos.
I love
there was a
tacos.
company that worked with Honda, and I can't think of the name. But they also made the single cylinder.
I was going to say Yoshimura, but
No, they made the single cylinder dirt bikes for Honda as well. But they were Honda engines. They were branded differently, and I can't think of the name of them right now. Yeah,
are you talking about there was it's like a Chinese company that uses a Honda motor?
I don't. No, it's not a Chinese company. It was in the 60s and 70s.
I don't know. Not right offhand.
Oh goodness,
Yeah.
well, it's probably going to take me too long.
I had a single cylinder Honda from the 70s.
I was gonna say, what did you have?
Not in the 70s. I wasn't alive in the 70s, but I had
No.
a single cylinder Honda from the 70s.
But I don't remember which one it was.
It might be on his list. Do you have any single cylinder Honda from the 70s on your list?
Probably.
You lost your Ducati page, so it doesn't matter.
And I think the Honda page was attached to that because I've only got like 4 Honda notes in here. So that's probably sitting in my
Office.
it's probably sitting in my office. So
Which is fine. It's fine.
Yeah, it's all good.
yeah.
So
But during that 60s and 70s, there were a lot of companies that made single cylinder. Starting in the 70s, kind of went to more of an off-road style. Like they stopped. Many
Yeah.
companies stopped producing them for street bikes because twin cylinders and V twins started becoming very popular. Four cylinders.
Well, I think
three
also
cylinders.
Yeah.
the 60s and 70s where you started getting into what they refer to as thumpers. So big displacement singles.
Yeah, what people are going to want out of a twin, you couldn't get out of a 250 single. So you
Right,
get a
but
500 twin or a 250 single, and people didn't want the 250 single.
Well, yeah, but what I'm talking about is sometime what I know the 80s for sure, you start getting into 500 and 600 singles being popular.
All right. I have a question for you, both of you.
Okay.
What do you think...
1985.
No. That's actually something on here, but no.
But no.
What do you think the largest single-cylinder motorcycle ever produced was? It's going to be significantly larger than you're thinking. It's actually larger than most Harley engines.
Lord? What?
I mean,
That's okay. That's tricky.
Guess the CC size, because you're not going to guess the company, but guess the CC
well, I mean,
size.
you would be talking about, you'd have to be talking about like 2,000 cc's.
That is correct.
Yeah.
An NSU in 1998, it was a single airplane cylinder.
Oh, he said airplane. That makes sense.
It was 2,000 cc's.
God.
I am going to put, for the podcast people.
I don't
that are
even
here,
know what this is, so.
I don't either.
Yeah.
When I think airplane
I'm
and
interested.
motorcycle, I think the Y2K jet bike.
That's exactly what I think of. And it's fucking ugly. But it's
Oh,
fine.
this is hideous as well.
I'm sure it's hideous, but.
That is a single cylinder 2,000 cc motorcycle. It's an NSU engine. Now it was a one-off built by Franz Longer.
I can't reach that far. You could.
Damn it.
She's like halfway reaching for it. She's like here.
That is not.
Yeah. So it was. Oh, did you get a? There it is.
You collect all the time.
That is
Yeah,
it.
that's hideous.
That is a massive engine.
That's
A
hideous.
2,000 cc single cylinder.
I know what 1985 was though.
What do you think 1985 was?
The first XR 650.
No.
Oh.
1985 was the Honda XBR 500.
Never heard of it.
It was a flat track style motorcycle. It was a radial 4-valve with twin exhausts.
What was the first year for XR 650?
I want to say that was a little bit later than that.
I mean, they haven't updated the motorcycles.
No,
since
they
first
have not.
debuted it.
You're a little off. 1992 was the first XR 650.
Really? What's the engine spec though? What does it say?
Loading. 1992 to 1993, XR 650.
Do you have any engine specs?
That's what I'm trying to pull up here. They don't like me very much. Air cooled 644cc, single overhead cam, dry sump, single cylinder, 4-stroke.
Okay. You hear the words you keep saying single,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
How many exhausts does the XR 650 have?
It has 2. No, 3. This picture has 3. Why does it have 3?
It should only have 2.
Okay, that might.
But why does it have 2?
Why does it have 2, Marcus?
Let me see your phone. Ugh.
So one I just looked at had 3, and that was weird. That kind of scared me a little bit. I'm not a fan of. I want one exhaust port per cylinder. That's what I prefer. That's what I'm comfortable with. That's what I understand. While Marcus is looking that up, Yamaha actually made a SR 500, which they actually still make the SR 400, starting in '78, which was a carbed 500cc. The 400 was fuel injected, believe it or not. Started in the late '80s. And then they changed that to the SRX 600, which was a twin carb single from '85 to '97, which was a kickstart only single, which was kind of weird. With 2 carburetors.
Okay. So, most modern vehicles have how many valves for each cylinder?
2 to 4.
Okay. You could get by with how many valves for each cylinder?
2.
Okay. 650. And most of what you've read about have how many valves per cylinder?
4 is been pretty okay, but 2. All right, for the sake of conversation, so it was a 4 valve.
So it's designed like a twin cylinder,
Yeah.
but at 650 cc's, everything runs into one cylinder.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like pulling in twice as much, pushing out twice as much. So that's why they run it into 2 exhausts.
Which makes sense. I mean,
Honda has also done something similar by doing oval pistons.
they did that in the '90s, didn't they? They started doing the oval pistons.
They had
early 2000s.
They had
a GP bike that had the oval.
They had a 4-cylinder oval piston bike that essentially was an 8-cylinder.
Yeah,
but it had 4 pistons. But it had 8 piston rods.
So when I was going through this, which was actually quite interesting, I know we're talking about singles. Guess what the first production V8 motorcycle was?
Boss House.
Moto Guzzi. And it was 500 cc's.
That's a small V8.
It was a 500cc 90-degree V8 dual overhead cam 2-stroke.
I'd like to have one of those motors.
I would from 55 to 57. I know we're talking about singles, but that's just a really. We're not going to come to a topic of V8s.
Okay, so let's push in real quick to modern singles. So most of your modern singles are going to be.
There are very few companies that make single cylinder street bikes. Today.
So Suzuki quit manufacturing.
No, Suzuki did not.
Well, I mean, the Savage was.
They're still making the Savage.
So, okay.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. They quit making the Savage in 2019. 2019 was the last year for the Suzuki S40 Savage.
Okay.
Because that's actually in the V-twin listings that I have in here as well. Talking about cruisers.
Okay.
Bikes. So,
but a Savage was a single.
Savage was a single.
So Honda still makes an XR.
Honda still makes an XR.
And I would assume most of like the 300s are singles.
300s are singles. So
what about like KTM, like the 690 and stuff like that?
So KTM is probably KTM and Husqvarna are probably the most prolific single cylinder motorcycle manufacturers current of this generation, where they still produce them for typical street bike use.
Okay.
So they make like the KTM makes the 690 Duke, which is the Husqvarna 701 Vitpillen or Svartpillen. Oh, damn. Bonelli also. Right now, in this time and era, you have a lot of small CC single cylinders. Yeah. KTM makes the largest production single cylinder
at 700 cc's.
At 700 cc's. So, like Honda makes the 125 Trail, they make the Grom, they now make the Navi, which is a 90cc, a 300cc, and a 500cc.
650.
That's a parallel twin.
No.
Yeah.
We just read it. XR650.
I'm talking for street bikes. I don't count the XR650.
Still a road legal motorcycle.
Okay. Yes, you are correct.
I mean, I think anything road legal is considered a street bike. I mean, you're talking about, you don't have to do anything to it. You buy it and it's tagged. You ride it.
All right.
It never even has to hit the dirt.
That is true.
It's dirt capable, but it's still. You see what I'm saying?
I did actually write the XR650L on here, so.
Because I mean that's the same thing. Like you go, yeah. I mean the Super Duke 690 and stuff like that, but I think the Super Duke 690. I don't even think it's a single. Is it? Is it a single?
It is a single.
But that same motor is in that 690 Enduro.
Correct. Yeah,
which
but that's what I'm saying. So like
is on the
Duke
same class as the
XR650
XR650
considering as a street bike, but you're right. You are correct. They make the XR650L. Obviously, Royal Enfield, under their new Indian management, still makes the 500cc and 650 singles.
What about what do we call that company? The Indiana company.
Hallican. Yes, they do make.
Are they singles?
They are singles.
Okay,
but they're modern single. I mean, they're brand new of a company, so
yeah,
they are in production. But they're a low volume company. They're not like one of the big 4 Japanese manufacturers.
Just turn their volume up. You can't hear them. Just adjust the dial.
Yamaha still makes the SR 400, the TW200.
Because I made a bad joke.
Yes, he did make a bad joke. It's okay. And the YZF R3. So a lot of the Japanese manufacturers are making 300 and 400cc singles.
So most of those 3s and 4s are singles.
Most of those 3s and 4s.
Hey, how dope would it be if Ducati made like a 350 Monster that was a single?
They did.
I'm talking about like currently.
I'm actually going to say I believe that they do.
A small displacement for the States?
Yes.
A small displacement Ducati Monster. Because KTM does a 390.
Hold on.
Because KTM does that, what is that, a 390 Duke?
Yeah, they do the 390, which is their smallest street.
And then didn't BMW just come out with like the 310?
The 310. So they make the 310.
But they also, don't they do, okay, so you got the GS 310, but I think they put the 310 in.
So the 310.
Something that's supposed to be like an S1000, right?
Yes. Yeah, they do. The 310 is actually not made by BMW, though. It's made by Rotax, who also makes all of KTM's engines. And that was similar. They made a majority. Actually,
I think Rotax made Buell's engines or something, did they?
I believe you're correct. But they also, like the BMW in 1993 made the F650, which was a single cylinder, kind of like GS style.
I forgot about the GS 650s.
Yes. So is that single? No, never mind. I apologize. No, I was thinking the Ducati Scrambler 62. It's a 399cc L twin. So
yeah, no, I'm talking about like almost like the Super Duke 390.
For some reason, I thought that was a single cylinder though.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like a monster. That's like between a 3 and 400 single.
Ducati stopped making singles. They don't make them anymore.
But if Ducati did that,
I think it'd be badass. I think that'd be a fantastic motorcycle, and they could sell it for a price where people actually wanted to.
We talk about people could get into a Ducati for $5-6 grand.
Yes,
because your Monster starts at like 11.
That is true. All the new Monsters start very high up on that. But so obviously, like I said, KTM still makes singles. Royal Enfield makes singles. Good Lord, there it is. Got too many pages over here. Kawasaki makes the Versys 300, the KLR.
Is the Versys, they've got a new Versys, or big Versys, or whatever. Is it a single?
It is. The small CC version is still a single.
Well, no, I mean, they make a
This, are you talking about like the 700?
Yeah, is it a versus 700?
That's a twin.
Is it a parallel twin?
They went up to a twin.
Okay.
But it's a single cylinder development, as we've seen, has kind of tapered off, in my opinion, because nobody wants the thumper engine. They're good. They have torque, but they run out of steam really quickly, which is why they'd be perfect in low CC applications.
Well, which is why they're perfect in stuff like an XR650. Because you want that torque.
And that's why, if you look, like, majority of the scooters are 49cc single cylinders.
Yeah.
It's easy to run them. They're easy to maintain. Very low overhead when you're talking about them. But for the most part, nobody really makes a true, besides KTM, they're the only one that actually push single cylinders in multiple of their lines. Now, like I said, you have Honda, like the 300.
Well, and that would be KTM/Husqvarna.
Correct. That is correct.
Yeah.
Now, for the purposes of the limited amount of research that I did not go into like Japanese domestic motorcycles, because that is something that we could sit here all day and talk about. If we're talking about Japanese single cylinders, European single cylinders, they're very...
we already kind of talked about it. Basically, anything under 500 cc's,
yeah,
that's designed as a cruiser/road bike by the JDMs. It's singles.
It's most likely going to be a single or a small twin, parallel twin.
Yeah.
But parallel twins are another episode that we're going to do.
Yep.
But
where are we going next week to? Between parallel. I'm yawning, man. I don't know. Whew, tired.
For what we do, I think we could go to V twins next.
Okay.
And I think we can make a parallel to the parallels, and we can start our transverse mounted engines from that.
You're trying to be quirky right now?
I did.
I don't like it.
And I am embarrassed, and I'm going to stare at my feet.
Cool. That's all right. Because I'm going to turn this over to Muffin.
What?
Before you do that, there's one other single-cylinder motorcycle that I didn't mention. And it's one we've talked about on this podcast. And I'm bringing it up for a specific reason.
Give Muffin a hint.
Starts with a J. The brand name starts with a J.
Oh, I know what it is immediately.
Jay?
Yeah, she's not going to get it.
No, I'm not going to get it.
Janus.
Nope.
What?
Jawa.
We've established that Jawa is not a brand.
I
thought we established Jawa was a make and not a brand.
It is actually a brand because they have the Jawa 42, which is a 293cc single cylinder for Japanese markets.
What about Janus, though?
I did look into Janus motorcycles. They do make multiple single cylinders.
I'm sure they do.
That's all they make is single cylinders.
What about Arch?
Those are V-twins.
I know, it was a joke. All right.
Stare at you.
Turning this over to Heather.
Yes.
Tell us what time
Damn
it is.
it, Bobby.
Tell us what time it is, Heather.
It's time for Chop Ride Sale.
I think she's got a new job.
She did better than you did.
And I'm trying to like mix these up.
You squeeze that bag.
Shut up.
Draw the chips.
Okay. I'm gonna draw me 3.
Just start throwing us some chips.
Yeah, just hand them out.
Okay.
Just start dealing chips.
Can I just like toss them at you?
Yeah, just start dealing chips.
Be gentle with me.
Just start dealing chips.
You can throw them hard at him.
Deal him one. Now do yourself one.
Like cards.
Yes, exactly like cards.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. There you go. There you go. And then there's me one.
Easy was slamming that on the table. Every time you do that, it spikes.
Oh, sorry. You, Daniel.
Woo!
Me.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that. Oh, God.
All right, let's look at these.
Okay. I know what I did. Dude, she gave me a hard mix. Are you having to look up one of your bikes?
I don't remember this one.
I do.
Oh.
The last digits are 5-1.
Oh, I was looking at it as like a K1. I was like, what the hell is a K1?
No, it's 5-1.
I'm having to look up one of mine.
It's miswrote.
Okay.
I was told what to
I was
write
like, you
on
know
these
what
things.
that is.
Well, I was like, wait a minute.
What you got, Heather?
No, I have to look up one of these.
Yeah, show me your chip. Show me your chip. We're spending too much time looking up stuff instead of playing a game.
It's a Honda PCH.
Pacific Coast Highway.
I
It's
don't
like
know.
Just look up
I
PC.
don't know what that is.
Just look up Honda 800, or just look up Honda PC 800. Just Google that.
PC 800?
PC 800. It became known as a Pacific Coast Highway as a joke.
Well,
The
PCH
bike is actually
to me is Pacific Coast Highway.
Yeah.
the bike is called a Pacific Coast 800, but everybody just calls it a PCH.
It's kind of like a mix between a scooter and a motorcycle.
Yep, it's fully automatic. It was made in the 90s.
It's kind of like the
Late
NX.
90s?
Yeah, late 90s. Kind of like the NX 700. Actually, I would say it's probably a predecessor to that.
Yeah,
Is
but
that what that is?
Yes.
yep.
And that's what everybody that bought one
imagine
said.
a 90s
My face-
1300,
my face says it all. My face says it all.
But 800 cc's and fully automatic.
Honestly, if you're cruising the Pacific Coast Highway, that would be fantastic.
Eh,
Say what you did there.
no.
All right. What are your three?
All right,
Hey?
I'm selling that PCH.
What are your three? We don't
Yeah,
even
you
know
gotta
what your
tell us what
three
you got
are.
first.
I have the PCH, and then I have a Busa.
A Busa.
A Busa.
Okay.
Then I have the Terminator 2 Fat Boy.
Please tell me that you're going to customize the Busa, and the first thing you're going to do is stretch the swing arm.
17 feet. It's going to turn it into a drag.
Dual rear wheels.
No. I'm with Taichi on the extended swing arms. Fucking pointless.
Yeah, no, we agree with that. But it's hilarious.
But it's funny.
Keep going.
I don't know.
Heather,
I don't exactly remember what the Terminator 2 Fat Boy looks like.
it's just a
It's
it's
Fat
just
Boy?
a 90s fat boy.
Yeah, just your standard fat boy.
It's just a fat boy. It's what you would picture.
It just
We
had
only
Arnold
put
Schwar- you
T2
can-
fat boy because it has it's Arnie's fat boy.
You
Yeah.
get Arnold Schwarzenegger with it.
Yeah.
I would sell him.
But I mean,
I would
which one?
tell him.
No. Okay, so you have the fat boy and what?
Yeah. A Busa.
Busa.
Okay, which one do you just want to ride?
I would just ride the fucking Busa.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would just ride the Busa. I think the Fat Boy would be a great customized bike.
I could probably customize that, yeah.
Just probably.
I don't know. I don't exactly know what I would do to it, but I would customize it.
Okay.
But you have that ability. I think, well, with Harley Davidson,
Anything you could do to
Yeah,
Deluxe, you could do to that.
literally do
Yeah.
anything with it. So I've got three interesting ones. I have a Ural, I have a Triumph Daytona, and I have an RC51. I am going to sell the Triumph Daytona because I do not need that if I have an RC51.
Yeah.
And the RC51 is just going to get ridden. I am not going to touch it. It is going to be factory original.
Okay.
The Ural, hopefully I get one with a sidecar. And I am going to make sure it is kitted out to go anywhere, and I'm going to put a machine gun on it.
Okay.
So that was very simple and easy.
Well, Heather gave me a very difficult decision.
Oh, goodness.
She gave me an R1, a VFR, and an FJR.
That is a... two of those are kind of hard to choose between.
Do you know what an FJR is? You know what an ST1300 is?
the ST1300 was a Honda touring motorcycle, kind of like the Kawasaki Concourse of that generation.
That's Yamaha FJR. They're 1300 cc's sport touring bike.
4-cylinder sport touring.
Yeah, not my favorite, but
from the factory with saddlebags, like you don't remember saddlebags, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Although the FJR would be a fantastic motorcycle to go across country on, I'm going to sell it because I'm going to say that VFR is a 1200 and I'm going to go ahead and put the bags and everything on that.
Which is a better choice.
Which is a much better choice. That R1 is getting customized. So I guess technically, looking at your paperwork earlier, I guess technically what me and Lewis always refer to as that, that 98 through 01 and then body change to 03.
Yeah.
That's technically first gen R1.
That would be correct.
As labeled as R1. So first gen R1, that thing, I would keep the looks of it the same. Maybe just a set of exhaust, a little bit different seat, upgrade the brakes, upgrade the suspension.
Just bring it to modern standards.
Modern specs. But it wouldn't be a track bike. That would be a road bike.
Oh, yeah.
But it would be full modernized suspension and all that other stuff.
That would be fun.
But I love the visual aesthetics of that gen.
I agree. I think there's something, and you can see it now with the prices of 90s sport bikes. They're starting to go up because people are finding them desirable again.
Yeah.
That kind of retro classic sport. That's the beginning of the true sport bike like we have today.
Yeah.
It has all that body work and everything on it. And man, twin headlights, just...
Yeah.
Oh, they look so good. And people are starting to pay money for them. They're starting to go up in value. So
they were a good looking bike.
They were a good looking bike.
Well, next week, V-Twins.
Next week, we're going to go to V-Twins.
Do you have all your research on that?
I have a majority of it.
Are you going to make sure you don't leave paperwork at your office?
Yeah, I'm not going to leave paperwork at my office this time. I'm going to make sure I have everything with me. Or as much as I can. But you are the V-Twin expert here in the room.
No. I know a lot about V-Twins, but the person that knows the most about V-Twins is sitting in that chair right there. She's not even saying anything.
Hey everybody, this is Sean at White Lightning Harley Davidson. I want to thank you for listening to the Daily Biker Podcast. You can reach the podcast on Facebook or Instagram at The Daily Biker, or you can email the podcast at thedailybiker@gmail.com. Be sure to keep an eye on White Lightning Harley Davidson's social media pages for the most up-to-date information on all our events and where you can find the boys.